Hey guys, it's Megan from the DIY and lifestyle blog meagannichole.com, and today we're making a balloon garland. Okay, so let's talk about what we need to make a balloon garland. Obviously you need balloons. I recommend using various colors and sizes. I usually go with 18, 12, and 5-inch balloons. You will want to invest in a balloon pump. I highly recommend this. They're like 15 to 20 bucks depending on where you buy it, and you will not regret this purchase, I promise. You will also want to get balloon tape and glue dots, and then some twine to hang your garland. Okay, first thing you want to do is determine how much balloon tape you need. So for the sake of this video, I'm using our entryway wall because there's already hooks, and then I don't have to get out my command hooks. You will probably be hanging your balloon garland in a different area to where you will need the command hooks, and I would go ahead and hang those now. So spread out your command hooks of how much space you want to cover with your balloon garland. Measure your tape from end to end, make sure you have enough. If you want your balloon garland to be asymmetrical, then you want to make sure you leave a little bit of your balloon tape hanging off of one of the hooks. Alright, so now we're going to set up our workstation, and we're going to do this by hanging the tape between two chairs and spreading the chairs out so the balloon tape is nice and tight. I do this because it creates a prettier garland than when I add the balloons directly to a balloon tape that's hanging from the hooks. You can try it that way, but I promise the chair method has always worked for me. Now we can start blowing up balloons. Start by blowing up your biggest balloons first and attaching them to your balloon tape. For this garland, my biggest balloons are the 18-inch. So to make your balloon garland look a little bit more professional, I have a few balloon tips. First, make sure you always stretch your balloon before blowing it up. Think of it as warming up your muscles before you go to work out. Next is to blow up your balloon all the way till it takes the typical balloon shape, so where the bottom is smaller than the top, and then let out some air until the balloon takes more of a rounder shape. So think bubble rather than balloon. This makes your balloon garland look more professional and prettier at the end. So once you have blown up your larger balloons, you can move to your next size, which for me is the 12-inch. And be sure to not overthink this part. All you're doing is blowing up your balloons and adding them to your balloon tape. You can always rearrange your balloons once you hang them up on your hooks. And don't forget to continue double stretching your balloons before blowing them up, and then also keeping an eye on the shape of the balloon because you want it to be less of a balloon shape and more of a bubble shape. As you can see here, I don't fully load up my balloon tape because I know from experience, once you add them to the hooks, they kind of squish together. So I hardly ever blow up a bunch of balloons and then place them. I usually just blow them up as I go. So I do apologize, I am out of frame here, but don't worry. I give you a close-up shot here in a second. But as you can see, my balloon tape is fairly full, so I go ahead and untie it from the chairs and move it to the hooks. So at this point, my balloon garland is nowhere near ready. However, it is finally taking shape, and this is my favorite part. I love being able to rearrange the balloons to kind of create whatever vision I have in mind. I start by tightening up the balloon tape and then shifting the balloons around, and then also removing some balloons and placing them in different spots. So you want to consider color here. If you have too many of one color touching each other, go ahead and break that up with a different color. So as I shape the balloon garland, I like to take a step back after adding or removing a balloon each time. This way I can kind of take in the overall look and know that I'm going the right direction. So since I'm really liking the way the balloon garland is shaping up, it's time to move on to the next size balloon, which for this garland is the 5-inch. Now I will use the same balloon tips that I use with the other balloon sizes, which is, making sure I do the double stretch technique and also make it more of a bubble shape rather than a balloon shape. However, I will not be attaching these to the balloon tape. I attach them by using a couple glue dots instead and then just sticking them to the other balloons instead of the balloon tape. I really think adding the 5-inch balloons elevates the overall look. I keep saying that, I need to come up with a different way to say it. It just upgrades your balloon garland. It makes it look just a little bit more professional and a little bit more put together, and it's just that perfect final touch. Also, the 5-inch balloons are great for covering any gaps or maybe mistakes. I don't know, not really mistakes, but maybe if you can see the knot of a balloon, this is when you want to conceal those with the smaller 5-inch balloons. So here's a close-up shot of how I attach the glue dots. I usually do 2 on either side of the knot and then stick them to at least 1 or 2 other balloons in the garland. So I'm hoping you find this balloon garland to be helpful and my tips and tricks help you next time you find yourself creating a balloon garland. This shouldn't be a stressful task for your next event. It should be something that you have fun with and you can get creative with. So don't overthink it and just enjoy the process. So that about does it for this tutorial. If you found it to be helpful, please like this video. And if you have any questions at all, please leave a comment below and I will be sure to get to them. I will also link the corresponding blog post that I have down below, which will include the option of a free balloon garland cheat sheet that you can download. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss more DIY decorating, organization, and event planning content like this. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.